Sussin delay over there. And I assume we're ready to go. So let's go to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time your weight features middleweights in action and is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you the judges as appointed, Lou Tappett, Dick Houck, and Davey Pearl, and presenting the referee in charge to give instructions after our introductions, Jay Nady. All right, fans, here we go. This is a middleweight special attraction. I introduce to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing red trunks with black trim. He is fighting out of San Diego, California, by way of Guatapampo, Sonora, Mexico. He weighed in at an even 160 pounds, and his record includes 15 wins and 4 losses. Introducing Eduardo Ayala. And his opponent across the ring. On my right, fighting out of the red corner in this 10-round special attraction, he is wearing white trunks with red and blue trim, representing and fighting out of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. He weighed in the same weight of 160 pounds, and his outstanding record includes 48 wins, 2 losses, with 45 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former junior middleweight and middleweight champion of the world, introducing the hard-hitting Julian the Hawk Jackson. Once again, here's your referee, Jay Nady, now to give instructions.
All right, we're just about set to go as Mitch Halpin brings the 2 fighters to the center of the ring. We can tell you that Julian Jackson is 3 inches taller. The weight's exactly the same at 160. And Julian Jackson is 4 years older than his opponent, Eduardo Ayala. This fight is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. 10-point must scoring system. The scoring is done by 3 judges. The fighter must get up following a low blow. He may be counted out. There is a 3 knockdown rule in the state of Nevada. No standing 8 count, but a mandatory 8 count following a knockdown. All right, we're just about set to go. All right, here we go. Watch Julian Jackson and see if he looks as strong as Gerald McClellan. Jackson in the white trunks with the blue and red trim, and Eduardo Ayala looking to move up in this division, and he looks like he may be a halfway decent fighter. 15-4. He holds Jackson off with a jab pretty good. Jackson, a very strong shot to the body. Ayala comes back and throws some shots and lands a few. Julian, again, a very devastating puncher. You see Ayala continues to keep that jab in the face of Julian Jackson, causing Julian a few problems, keeping him off. And again, the referee warns him about hanging on and holding. You see him holding again, and the referee will move in there and say, you can't hang on and then bang away. You're going to hold him and bring him in, then you'll separate them. Again, there's a communication problem between the referee and Ayala. Ayala must speak solely Spanish, and he didn't really understand the directions he's getting. And here he is hanging on to Julian again, and you just can't hang on and hit like that. And the referee has tried to explain it to him a couple of times, but it's not clear. There's all kinds of things going here. There's low blows, there's hanging on and hitting, but Julian will try to put a quick finish with this thing in a hurry. You can bang him to the body and come upstairs, land that right hand. This will end in a real short order. A straight left jab to the face, catches him with the right hand to the ear, misses with the left. Julian caught him with a pretty good left hook there. He's trying to punish him to the head and the body at the same time. And the best way to do that is with combinations. Snaps the head back with that jab, misses the right hand, ducks away from the right hand himself. Jackson is controlling the flow of the fight. He's landing heavier blows, landing cleaner blows. Ayala kind of an awkward sort of fighter. Now the referee calls timeout. And he's taking 1 point away. He's not going to allow Ayala to hang on and hit. So Ayala loses a point in the first round. 10 seconds to go in the round. All right, the bell ends round number 1. A good round for Julian Jackson, but not an overpowering round. It'll be a 10-8 round, all right, but because 1 point was taken away, we're into the corner now with Eduardo Ayala. Let's see if we can pick up what they're saying in there.
Échale agua, échale agua. Yo te echo. Tú peleas, está bueno el pleito, está bueno. Dale agua, dale agua. Quítale la tapadera. Quítale la tapadera ahorita, quítale la tapadera.
We won't put up with any more holding and hitting at the break.
Tú a tu pelea.
Don't hit after I say break.
All right, once the referee warned him about the holding and hitting, he hangs on, and now he goes to banging inside. The referee had warned him, and he also hit on the break. They may have taken that point away for hitting on the break. All right, here we go, round number 2. This is scheduled for 10 rounds. It's in the middleweight division. I'm Bob Sheridan. You're watching Don King Productions show of champions tonight. 4 world title fights and this special added attraction featuring the former WBC middleweight champion of the world, Julian Jackson. Look at him snap that jab in the face of Ayala. And you watch Jackson when he lands the right hand. He's a vicious body puncher, and he's a vicious finisher. When he gets a guy in trouble, he'll end it right away. Wild with the right hand that time was Julian. Ayala might have got lucky that time because just as Julian threw the right hand, he slipped, his back foot slipped, and all the power was gone from it, and he missed the target. Look at that jab in the face 3 or 4 times. Bang, right in the nose. See the uppercut inside there? Jackson does so many things so well. Julian in the white trunks with the blue and red trim. Ayala in the red trunks. Ayala gets clipped by a nice left hook that time by Julian on the way in. Again, he hangs on, and as he breaks, oh, nice shot that time to buckle the knees. If Julian gets some punching room, he's ready to go. His knees have been buckled a couple of times. And the referee has a look at him. Julian knows he may have him in trouble, and he'll try to finish him in a hurry. Wow, with the left hand is Julian. Ducks under a while, left of Eduardo. Right hand clipped him behind that left ear. Uppercut scores. Julian really working on him now. He buckled the knees with a nice shot about 30 seconds ago. And I don't think Julian realized he hurt him as much as he did because Julian is not picking up the pace like he usually does when he gets a guy in trouble. Julian's a vicious finisher like you saw Gerald McClellan. Julian doesn't appear to be as overpowering as Gerald was against his opponent, Gilbert Baptiste. But then again, when you get 2 different opponents, it's a different story, too. Wow, with that right hand, again, is Julian. This is round 2. It's scheduled for 10. We're coming to you live from the MGM Grand Hotel in the MGM Grand Garden, they call it here. A beautiful 15,000-seat arena for boxing. And we're glad that you can be with us. If you think it's your sets at home, it's only my voice is a bit raspy from calling the action here tonight, coupled with a cold. Closing seconds of round 2. All right, the bell ends round number 2. Julian Julian Jackson is clearly in command of this fight. He won the first round 10-8 because a point was taken away from Ayala, as if he needed to lose a point at that stage. Jackson was giving him a pretty good boxing lesson. And then Julian just did what he had to do in the second round, just win it 10-9. Watch this shot here coming up that we show you, and watch the legs of Ayala buckle when he's hit. Nice left hook caught him inside. I walked into the camera frame, so it doesn't show that his legs are quite buckling, but they did, believe me. All right, coming up to round 3, Bob Sheridan here on the Don King Network. And our night of championship boxing, this one featuring the former WBC middleweight champion of the world, Julian Jackson, against the game, tough and ready, Eduardo Ayala. Ayala trying to fight back. Jackson knows exactly what to do with a wild sort of fighter. Just move side to side, avoid the shots, and look for the opportunity after the jab to drop the right hand. No matter how determined a fighter with less ability may be, when you get in against a world-class fighter like a Julian Jackson, it's impossible to just outguts him. These guys are too good at boxers. Julian reigned as champion for a long, long time. What a tremendous record. 48 wins, 45 by knockout. Until Gerald McClellan came along and took the wins out of Julian's sails. Because the biggest difference there is that Gerald McClellan's only 26 years old. Julian Jackson beginning to show some of the 33 years that he is. McClellan just in the prime of his boxing career, and Julian a little bit over the top of his, but still in tremendous physical condition, and he wants to win his title back before he retires. Ayala actually, because of his awkwardness and the way he fights, and it almost has a lackluster appearance, he's getting Julian fired up. Julian wants to take him out so bad, but he's making it impossible for him to get a clean shot right now. And it's frustrating for Julian because he wanted to do the same thing that McClellan did in his fight, showing that he can totally overpower his opponents too. So the fact that Julian can't land that big shot that he'd like to land to end this fight in a hurry, to show that he can handle Gerald McClellan when they fight in May. It's very difficult to get clean shots with a guy that fights like Ayala. First off, when he throws punches, he's very awkward. And then when he comes in, he hangs on to you immediately. So it's tough to get shots inside on it. See him grab right on? That's a pretty clean right hand that time by Julian. Wild with the right hand goes Ayala. Julian clips him with a nice left hook that time, right to the nose. He bangs Julian as Julian gets away. Closing seconds now of the third round. All right, that's it. Trying to listen in on Julian Jackson's corner. That's Sustin, Belay, and Johnny Taco working on it. You won't hear much because Sustin doesn't say 2 words in a weekend. All right, we'll show you a pretty good right hand by Julian Jackson coming up here. Watch him. The left in the face. See the way he sets it up with a jab? Classic boxing. Taking the vision away, then bam, he lands it right on the cheek. Nice shot. All right, this is round number 4. Bob Sheridan here on the Don King Network. The principal's in there. A couple of middleweights. Julian Jackson, the former WBC middleweight champion of the world, trying to make a quick job of Edward Ayala. Ayala fights back awkwardly, though he fights back. He's really frustrating Julian. Julian wants to get some clean shots. And again, the referee warns Ayala about hanging on. Julian again continues to look for a shot to land the clean, real clean shot. Long looping right hand misses by Ayala. Julian just continues to rack up points. He bangs him with the right hand in the ear. Good body shot. Julian doesn't like being tied up inside. It's frustrating him a lot. Looping right hand catches him with a temple bone. Spins him around, but a lot of that's the fact that the Ayala's shoes are very slippery out there. The referee, what happened there, you saw Ayala walk away, and he's saying something to the referee. You got to protect yourself all the time. Julian should have banged him behind the head. He hesitated, and he shouldn't have done it. Referee didn't stop the action. Jay Nady, the referee, has really got his hands full in there. In fact, he just had a bit of a big sigh of, boy, this is frustrating for me too. This guy, all he wants to do is hang on. Continually looks into the face of Ayala saying, hey, fight clean, will you? Every 10 seconds or 5 seconds, get it back in. Now he calls timeout again. Now he's taking a point away again for hanging on. And of course, the unfortunate thing is, Ayala doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't understand him because look at him. He goes right back to doing the same thing again. Julian clips him with a nice body shot that time. You see Ayala keeps hanging on. Closing seconds now, the fourth round. All right, that's it. Round 4 by the board. Well, with the 2 points that Ayala's had deducted for hanging on and hitting, he's trailing 40-34 in this fight. All right, watch this one here. You see, watch him hang on. Well, that time Ayala's complaining, and Julian waited. He should have banged him. All right, here we go with round number 5. This is scheduled for 10 rounds. Julian Jackson just continues to do the best he can do as this guy. Jackson really frustrated in the fight, though, because of the fact that he wanted to take him out, I'm sure, for the fact that Gerald McClellan did such a great job against Gilbert Baptiste. And Jackson can't get a clean hit against Eduardo Ayala. So he's doing the best he can. It's no problem because he's beating the daylights out of Ayala. He beats him inside, he beats him outside. He's leading in the fight easily by 6 points right now. He's winning this round. In fact, by the end of the 5th round, Ayala wouldn't be able to win this unless he knocked out Julian Jackson, which of course is going to happen. But it's still frustrating for Julian, the great knockout artist, that he hasn't been able to land the clean shot against Ayala. Ayala, a cagey fighter. 15-4 as a pro, over 100 amateur fights. Left hook that time. Straight left hand in the face of Ayala. Body shot. Ayala getting banged to the head, the body, the side of the head, up around the ears, behind the neck. Ayala throws these awkward shots. Look at this. He hangs on in the air, then tries to backhand him. Now the referee, Jay Nady, says, come on, you guys are professionals. Act like them. See Ayala hung on, then banged away.
Stop. Break.
10 seconds to go in the 5th round. All right, there's the end of round 5. Another just 10-9 round for Julian Jackson. In the corner with Ayala.
Tire la cruzada, por favor, pero haz caso, por favor, Wina. Suelte más golpes, se van a perder esta pelea. Tienes oportunidad, vamos arriba, hombre, aproveche. Vamos, aproveche, vamos arriba, hombre. Métale.
All right, coming up to round number 6, scheduled for 10. Most people didn't expect that Julian Jackson would have to take Ayala to the 6th round. And Joe McClellan dispatched of Gilbert Baptiste in the WBC middleweight championship fight. And you can just see Julian with the adrenaline really pumping now. Julian Jackson, the former WBC champ, in the white trunks. And here he goes. He's going to take another point away. This is the 3rd time Ayala has been penalized in the fight. Lost a point in the 1st round. Lost a point in the 3rd round. And here he is in the 6th, losing another one. He's done everything wrong.
Let go.
Oh, look at him, hang on.
Let go.
And then when the referee moves in to have him break, he'll hit on the break. And Julian Jackson's a world-class fighter. He hasn't seen opponents quite like this in a while. Nice straight left by Julian. And that's a heavy punch, too. As he knows how to throw it, he steps right up into it. Julian still using that left to take the vision away. You see the time remaining in round 6. Less than a minute to go in the 6th round. Hey, this is Ayala landing a couple of punches. No damage done at all. Julian has won every round. Ayala's had 3 points taken away also for dirty fighting, hitting on the clinches, hanging on and hitting. Very awkward guy and very frustrating guy for the former champion of the world to be fighting. Closing seconds of the 6th round. Sixth round is history. The championship fights have been so exciting that the crowd here is not appreciating Julian Jackson, who's in against a journeyman fighter who's very awkward, and he's not making him look bad because Julian is winning every round, and on top of that he's got a gift of 3 more points. So heading to the 7th round, I've got Jackson leading 60-51. It's no contest at all. The 7th round, and Julian Jackson, I won't say is giving a boxing lesson to Ayala, because Ayala doing the best he can to hang in with the former world champion, and the champ trying to get some, or the former champ trying to get some adrenaline pumping here. A straight left hand to the face again of Ayala. Hooks to the head, hooks to the body. Wow with the right hand.
There you go.
The crowd continues to hoot and holler here because it's been a lackluster sort of fight. Very difficult fight for Julian Jackson, and a very frustrating fight for him. The former champ wanted to look so good out here, and he's running into a guy that's a tough street brawler type that hangs on and hits and bangs on the brakes, and kind of an amateurish sort of guy. A lot of guys in the pros Ayala can beat. In fact, he's beaten 15 guys. He has a 15-4 record. But for Julian, the frustration of the way this guy fights has not given him the opportunity to land a nice, clean shot. And Julian just hasn't been able to totally overpower him because the kid's tall and can hang on. Now, we've got a problem with the wrapping on the glove of Ayala. And just about everything that can possibly go wrong for Ayala has gone wrong. Gives Julian the respite over there. The aging former champ. That'll help him out. And he wants the referee, Jay Nadia, said, I want that whole glove retaped between the 7th and 8th round. We're in the 7th round. Wild left hand, and you see, as soon as Julian throws it, Ayala just hangs on. And that's what the crowd is, you know, whooping and hollering about. They're not pleased with the action they're seeing in there, because it's impossible to see a nice boxing match when as soon as one guy comes in, the other guy just hangs on. And see what happens again. He bangs to the body. What Julian should do is just go ahead, pick him off, throw the jabs at him, pick off his shots, seize the opportunity to land the right hand. He comes inside, it makes for a sloppy fight like this. The referee's frustrated, Julian Jackson's frustrated, and even a lot of the people here at ringside are frustrated. Inside of 10 seconds to go in round 7. So it's that sort of fight, and every once in a while you get one as the bell ends round 7. I'll take a look at my scorecard. If you're watching any place around the world, you don't need me to tell you that Julian Jackson has won every single round. And on top of that, add 3 more points in there. The dirty fighting. Points taken away by referee Jay Nady.
Okay. El
What
protector,
are they saying in Ayala?
lávalo rápido. Dame el protector ahí. Tírala. Vamos, por favor, vamos. Amárrelo, que te faltan 2 rounds nomás, Wina, ¿eh? Llévate. 2, vamos. Te faltan 2 rounds. Amárrelo, Wina.
They just want him to keep doing what he's doing. Try to frustrate the former champion and carry him for 3 more rounds. Don't get knocked out. Julian, meanwhile, is so hungry for a knockout he can taste it. This was the type of fight we thought might end in the first couple of rounds in a real hurry. Instead, it's been a frustrating night for Julian. Frustrating in that he can't score the knockout, and Julian is a knockout artist, but certainly he's a much classier fighter, much better fighter all the way around, but just hasn't been able to land the big flush punch. He can't really do anything inside because he gets tied up immediately. Jay Nady has really had to work, and he's done a real fine job in this one. This is a tough fight to referee. See him hang right on and pull Julian into him. And then Jay separates him and he bangs him as he's stepping back. There's a communications problem definitely in this fight between the referee and the Eduardo Ayala. Nice left hook by Julian, but it's the right hand Julian wants to land. Nice right hand that time by Julian.
Break. Stop.
Nady looks at Jay Nady, the referee that is, looks at Ayala every time he goes in there. He's almost afraid to go in there because Ayala just will not stop throwing punches. He tells him to stop, and he goes in to separate the two and he'll throw a punch, and he's getting close to getting whacked a few times himself. And Nady's a good-sized guy. You see the time remaining in the 8th round. I don't know who's more frustrated, me, Julian Jackson, or Jay Nady. Or the people in the stands who are watching this. Just a terrible fight. And it's a sin because you got a world-class fighter like Julian Jackson in there. And this guy Ayala is, I mean, it's just not a crowd pleaser to say the least. Mercifully, we come to the close of round 8. All right, that's it. Round 8's history. You hear the crowd reaction. Take a look at this right hand by Julian Jackson. There are some nice things that are happening occasionally, but as soon as anything like this happens, immediately Ayala comes in and ties him up. And the problem for Ayala This is round number 9. Again, it's scheduled for 10. Nice straight left hand by Julian Jackson. See the way Ayala hangs on in there? Giannetti just hopes that they separate. Nice. A sneaky right-hand lead by Julian. Nice uppercut. All the referee Giannetti can do is every time he goes in there is just try not to get hit and get those guys separated as quick as he can. Try to make some sort of contest out of this. In fairness to Eduardo Ayala, he's fighting Julian about the only way he could survive through this fight, but it's really not making for a fight at all. It's just a survival of Eduardo Ayala and a frustrated former champion trying to look good on a night when his big nemesis, Gerald McClellan, the guy that knocked him out and took his title, looked so good. And that's the frustrating factor for Gerald McClellan. You see the time remaining in round number 9. Nice right-left combination by Julian that time.
Stop, break. Stop, break.
And his, for the 4th time in this fight, another point being taken away. By hitting and holding. This left hook by Julian Jackson. Wild with the left is Julian. Wild right uppercut. The frustration on the face of Julian I can feel here. He just wants to do the job so badly, and he can't get it done against his opponent. And look at that, he tries to hit again as he's going away. And maybe you can see the frustration on the face of the referee. Bangs him with the right hand. 10 seconds remaining in the round. All right, there's the bell ending round number 9. Another 10-8 round for Julian Jackson. Remember this one coming up here now, the nice left hand by Julian early. It's about the only nice punch that was landed in the fight because the rest of the time Ayala just hangs on. See this? Now watch him, he hangs, he hits, and if we stay with it, you'll see him separate him, and he'll hit on the break. Yeah, see, as he breaks, he bangs him again, and the referee took the point away. You see him in there, the referee is very frustrated. Nice left hook that time. All right, we're coming up mercifully in this fight to the 10th and final round. Julian Jackson, I have out in front here, 90 to 76. 4 points have been taken away for fouls of various natures. Holding on and hitting, hitting on clinches, hitting on the break. Very sloppy type of fighter is Ayala. very awkward. And he's in against a former world champion, Julian Jackson, who wanted so bad to look good tonight. And it's impossible to look good against this guy, although he's won every single round. And after all, that is the idea in boxing. But Julian's a knockout artist. And I can tell you right now, the adrenaline's really flowing, and it's sapped immediately as Ayala hangs on for about the 200th time in this fight. I sympathize with Julian Jackson to be in there with this kind of an opponent, because it's just impossible to look good. Ayala backs off, you can't get him, and as soon as you get anyone placed near him, he hangs on. And he bangs again on the break. The referee is so frustrated, he doesn't want to take time to call timeout to take a point away. He'd rather have the seconds tick off the clock to end this thing. Taking a point away right now, you can take 10 points away. Ayala can't win the fight. Julian's had tougher sparring sessions, I know that. A minute to go, less than a minute. You see the time on your screen, 45 seconds. Nice right-hand lead by Julian. He'd like to finish it with a KO, but it's gone like this throughout. It's too sloppy. This guy, Ayala, just hangs on. Actually clipped Julian with a pretty good right hand. Only thing he's done in the entire course of the fight. He might have wobbled Julian with that right hand. Ayala wants to finish strong. He's throwing everything he's got in the last seconds of the round. 10 seconds to go, there'll be no knockout. Cut Jackson good here. He might have Julian wobbled a little bit. Nah, Julian's all right. He's got plenty of bounce in the legs. Ayala throws his hands up in the air like he did something good. What he did, he put on a good 20-second performance in 10 rounds. And I suppose that was better than being a dog for the entire 10 rounds. Julian Jackson will win this 100 to about, I suppose, 85. 15 points in a 10-point round. A 10-round fight, I should say. Watch this right hand that Ayala threw, though, because it was catching Julian, and it wobbled him just a bit. I thought he was a little bit more wobbled, but it's the way he was standing. And you see, at least he put on a nice 20-second flurry to end the fight. And you see in this replay, again, back to the old way, as Ayala just hanging on. And this is kind of the way that Jay Nady had to control most of the fight. It was like this throughout, just a sloppy mess. Again, I scored at 100 to 85. Julian Jackson totally controlling the fight. All right, let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., for the official scoring.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Lou Tabbitt and Dick Houck scores about 100 to 86. Davey Pearl scores about 100 to 83. All three in favor of the winner, Julian the Hawk Jackson.
You didn't have to be a great boxing judge to score that any other way. Very frustrating for Julian Jackson. Very frustrating fight. It might be a good idea to talk to Julian, but we need to know if we can do this and how much time we have. And I don't think we are going to have enough time, so we won't even attempt to go into the ring and talk to Julian, because we've got a lot more action coming up for you. A lot more action. Julian the Huck Jackson, a frustrating fight for him, but he did all he really could do in that fight, and that's just win every round. Well, he won more than every round because some of the judges I had it 100 to 85.